everybody, it's SixLegged-Race here. Today, I'm going to be showing you exactly where Guerrilla Games, aka Squid Games and Gorilla Tag has been. Discussing the loss of motivation to even work on the map, to getting this map officially public inside of Gorilla Tag. And right after that, I'm going to be showing you a secret in this map that you do not want to miss out on. And I'll be showing you this week's Fanart. So let's get straight into updating Guerrilla Games. But first, I gotta give you the backstory to how I lost and gained up motivation for Guerrilla Games. So right after the Squid Game Season 2 era, I stopped seeing videos of Squid Game online. And this made me lose so much motivation to even work on the map. Every now and then I would get thoughts and comments giving me suggestions on what to update and do with this map, but in the end it was really just left there to rot. Luckily I was working and learning on how to make bigger and better maps by making map making videos, thinking that hopefully one day all of these skills would combine and help me make Guerrilla Games better than ever. Now eventually I did get a little bit of motivation to update Guerrilla Games to the latest version of Virtual Stump, and in one of these versions I got the idea to add loading zones, and this would decrease the amount of lag that you see in games significantly. However, the next month of May was super stressful. School was ending, and for my sophomore year in high school, I had a plethora of AP tests and finals to do. And during this time, on a random Friday lunch, I remember getting a notification on my phone, revealing probably one of the biggest things that I've done for Gorilla Tag. That's right, Guerrilla Games was officially public. The only problem? I didn't know that this map was being released. And in that time, the map was still like at its old crappy versions without the loading zones. It was so buns. Oh my god. And so then the second I got home, I had the most motivation that I've ever had to work on a map before. So here's what I did going by season. The first room that I decided to revamp was of course the home area room. And this little sandy area with stone is definitely not gonna cut it. And so after 3 hours of modeling and 2 hours of watching Dexter, I finally finished it. Now the home area looks like the staircases from actual Squid Games. Oh my god. The second room that I worked on was the dormitory room. The only problem in this room were the beds. Now originally the beds looked like this. Before optimization and before loading zones were invented for custom maps, I switched the beds over back to this. I know, pretty buns, right? But now that we got loading zones in the game, I'm pretty sure people's games won't lag whenever we have beds like this. So again, I modeled for quite a while and now we got the OG beds. Yeah! Next we got red light, green light. For red light, green light, I wanted to reverse out of everything, aka making sure that the animation of the monkey is lined up for everybody. Once I did that, I fixed some lighting and I added a dead gorilla body in the middle of like the sandy area. And boom! Now we got finished red light, green light. Yeah! Okay, I'm gonna speed through these two. For Dalgona, I pretty much only made the monkey bars grabbable in the little home area, so you can go swing swing. And then I also fixed a bunch of the lighting issues in the shape area, and that was it. For Glass Bridge, I fixed a bunch of the lighting issues and I added a little golden hen. Oh, and I made it to where if you fall through the glass actually goes away and then the sound effect plays. It's the Minecraft sound effect. I know. Next for a new game, Tug of War. For this room, I went off of CH Was Here 123's model of Tug of War on Sketchpad. This took me quite a while because I modeled it all off of his, but once I was done modeling, I imported it into Unity and then I made the elevator actually work. And I beat my friend Star to death to make me some chimes for the elevator whenever it goes up or down. And now we got the new game, Tug of War and Guerrilla Games. Yeah! However, for now, there's no minigame for Tug of War. It's kind of just there and it looks really pretty, but there are plans to add a minigame, so stay tuned for that. Lastly, in Season 1, we have the Squid Game. Pretty much all I did here was add some rain particles and sound effects that you can turn off or on with these buttons. And if you click the start button next to the lines, you can play sumo wrestling by grabbing the snowballs out of the ground. And if you fall out of the shaped area, you get teleported back into the middle. Oh my god! Once I was done with the Season 1 stuff, I started working on the Season 2 stuff. And I firstly revamped Mingle by adding these open and close door buttons, so that you can actually open and close the doors, yeah. And then I added these buttons that you can press to actually make the Mingle music play. Now there were initially plans to make the Mingle actually work and like spin you around, but I figured that y'all would have wanted SixLegged-Race more than a working Mingle, because SixLegged-Race just honestly is cooler to me. I like it more. And so this leads us to the last game of this update, and that is SixLegged-Race. Now this room was super hard and tedious to make, because not only do I have to make the games actually work, I have to place down so many teleporters. Like, yo, it's crazy. So the first game is Donji. For this, I wanted the player to just like slide on this little slidey thing and then land on the corners of the Donji. And so once I was done with Donji, I worked on Flying Stone, and it's kind of just the same thing, just way farther out and kind of easier in my opinion. Next was Gongi. For Gongi, I wanted the player to teleport to different maps to actually have to find the Gongi in that map. However, this is a bit buggy and laggy, so I would recommend not going into the other maps whenever you're doing this one challenge, because it might break your game and just a little bit. Next was spinning top. For this game, I wanted the player to spin around the little spinny ice, and then they have to make it all the way to the bottom to touch the little spinny rolly thing. And through testing, I got complaints for this being too hard, so yes, there is a easy mode, and if you completely give up, you can actually grab on the ice. Lastly, we have Jongji. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I don't know. Now in Jongji, you have to hit this thing with your foot 5 times in a row. And so what I did is I just made the player jump over the Jongji 5 times, and then they get teleported to the very end of the game. Pretty simple. It's what I would say, but it breaks like half the time. And as for the season 3 games that I know at this moment, currently Tuesday, the Tuesday before Squid Game season 3 drops Friday, are Jump Rope and the Knife and Key game. Those are the only 2 I know. And all I gotta say is Jump Rope is currently being modeled and put into Unity and all that, and it might be close to done. Here's a little leak right here, and it should be pretty fun once it's finished. Lastly, I just gotta say that I could have not made this map without you guys. You guys are like the biggest motivation to even like think of creating this map. It's kind of crazy. I just really need to thank you all, and it would really mean the world to me if you haven't already. Check this map out on the virtual stump in Gorilla Tag. Tell me if you find any glitches, bugs, secrets, any of that. It's named Gorilla Games by SixLegged-Race in case you forget. I also think it's time for me to show you a secret in Gorilla Games, so go ahead and load up Gorilla Games just like this. Make your way over here to where all the other game stations are, and then you see that little hole right over there where you can kind of squeeze yourself into it, and if you do it just right, you can walk into it like this, and let's just say there's a secret message whenever you go to the very bottom. Lastly, please take a look at this week's fan art. It's in my basement, just right over here. It's right over here, and this is all the fan art of the week this week. Oh my day. But out of all this fan art, friend of the week has to go to this one where I'm an actual astronaut. Oh, and then Squid Games, because Squid Games, yo. I also really like this one because Hacker has Cackers or Fingerprinter, you know. Use hashtag Hackers or Fingerprinter if you want me to get Fingerprinter on any of Gorilla Tag's posts. I promise you, even one person like you commenting this would help out so much because we are trying to get Fingerprinter. Thank you. Yo, why am I so fat, bro? Lastly, make sure that you use code CACRACE as seen over here. That's in Squid Game, by the way. Here's everybody who has used code CACRACE. Oh my days, yo. And then down here is all the people who have used my code during Creator Fest. Thank you everybody who has used my code through Creator Fest. This is like so fun. And yeah, you guys get a special kissy. And also shout out to our YouTube members. We actually got a new YouTube member. Their name is MaxCap. I'll be adding a 3D model for you, MaxCap. Don't worry, don't worry. But after MaxCap, we got Private, Grim, CoachGT, AFK, Quickspeed, Corey Smackle, MacGT, Actual Mac and Cheese, Banana Man, Blaze Smackle, Ahaz Bumbo, Phoenix Rules, and Sigma. Sigma boys, Sigma boys. Lastly, shout out to our Discord server boosters. We got Jax, CACRACE, sub to me at Yoda Connor. Okay, yo. Daddy Fat Face. What is wrong with you guys? Like changing your nickname? Maxi, Pink Monk, Santino is daddy. This was like that last video. I'm not even kidding. Spoken, super fat face. Max Tab, bro. What? Swishroll and the guy who wrote this Jigglesworth. You smell too, bro. No, I don't smell at all. I don't know why I said too. Okay, well, it's pretty much it. I'm SixLegged-Race. Make sure to use hashtag Hackers or Fingerprinter as seen over here. We're trying to hit 70k and get Fingerprinter by the end of July. I know we can do it. We just gotta lock in. And yeah, wait, I got on ice. 13. Alright, so my attack after recording this video. I don't know if that recording was good or not, because that was a very long script. That was long. That was a long script, like very long script. I'm super hyped for Squid Games right now. I haven't seen it yet, but as I'm dropping this, it's Sunday, but I'm recording this Tuesday, so I'm gonna be watching it Friday, and so I'm already hyped in advance, but I'm actually hyped for no reason in the future. I don't know, I'm just hyped for it. I'm ready for it. But yeah, that's it. Make sure that you don't creep out cabbage, or else it's gonna look like this. Bye bye.